gonna go do this. Hold on. All right, it's early morning on Sunday, December 1st, and it's a pretty chilly day out here in Delaware County, Pennsylvania, close to Philadelphia. We're doing the NFL preview this morning, and we got a bunch of good slated games. There was a couple good ones. Obviously the Chiefs, the refs helped the Chiefs win, so they become 11-1 by Taylor Swift payoffs. But we'll start with some games that are pretty intriguing. So 1 o'clock, we got a really. I know people are going to say, well, the Cincinnati Bengals at 4-7 are pretty much out of the playoff picture, but Pittsburgh at Cincinnati. Now, I honestly don't think that Cincinnati's out, and I honestly think Cincinnati's going to win today. I think they're going to win today because this is the tougher part of the schedule for Pittsburgh. I think they've been kind of cruising a little bit, and the Cincinnati Bengals at 4-7, they're going to try to go make a push to at least kind of get back in it. I would think, right? They've been pretty close with these games, so I think Joe Burrow is going to get it done. It says Cincinnati -3 lines, 46.5. I probably would take the over and then the Cincinnati Bengals -3 today. I do think Pittsburgh's going to go down today. I don't think they're going to have enough today. I mean, I could be proven wrong, but I think Cincinnati gets it done today. So we'll see. Anyway, on the Colts and the Patriots, Colts are falling pretty quick. 5-7, just like the Miami Dolphins. Strange how the Dolphins have all that talent. They're 5-7 with Mike McDaniel, who's not a good coach, by the way. But yet they're still in the running. They have the same exact record as the Colts. Very strange. So Indianapolis, I mean, what is Indy -2.5, 42.5 with the line? Probably take the under in the game, and the Colts maybe with the 2.5. Maybe I would honestly just take a money line. New England's been competing pretty good recently, so it isn't like they haven't been competing very good. So we'll see what happens there. The Chargers and the Falcons, pretty big game. Falcons are kind of falling apart. Kirk Cousins is an average quarterback, but people think he's better than that. The San Diego Chargers is 7-4 playing pretty good. I took the Chargers. I think the Chargers are just going to get it done. The Chargers line is -1. Sounds right. You might as well just take money line. It doesn't really matter. I mean, Atlanta laid an egg against somebody. Denver. Denver ran them off their field, didn't they? Atlanta got ran off the field against the Denver Broncos, I think last week or the week before that. I don't think Kirk Cousins is that good. I really don't. They may be trying to get Michael Penix ready soon if he doesn't get it done soon. But we'll see what happens. So anyway, Atlanta Falcons probably take the Chargers in that game. So Seattle Seahawks to the New York Jets. Now, surprisingly today, I honestly, and I hate to say this, and I never say this because I despise Aaron Rodgers and what he does right now. I just think he's ready to go. If he even plays, I don't even know. Is he even going to play today, or are they going to have their backup in there? I could see them have their backup in there. Now, Aaron's playing. He's playing today, but I'm going to actually honestly take the Jets in this one. I think this time is the day the Jets win. Jets money line. I think they can beat Seattle today. I don't know why. I just feel like the Jets, They got to kind of prove that they can win games at any point. And at 3-8, they're kind of like floating around. So we'll see what happens. The lines minus. So I'd take +1 Jets, and the total points is 41. I'd probably would take the. I guess I would probably take the over. Now you know what? Honestly, maybe you might want to do the under. I'm like a little shaky in that game. I'm not really too sure how that's going to work out, but I think the Jets are going to win the game. So we'll see what happens with the Jets um, and the Seahawks game. Seattle needs the game more, but the Jets, I just feel like they're going to come out and win today. Um, the Texans and the Jaguars. Now, this is a tricky game. And I'm not even say this to be tricky, but the Texans are down there. They're playing them. The Jags are at 2-9 now. I don't know what's going to happen with Doug Peterson. I mean, 2-9. That's not really getting the job done either. I don't know if the job's ever gonna get done with the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, I just don't think that they're ever gonna be able to put in place a team that's gonna be able to win games. And it just really starts from top to bottom. It just starts from like the whole front office. Like, what can they do? Shad Khan, he doesn't. He's gotten some players, but they just don't have enough to win games. The Houston Texans, however, today they are at home, even though their fans don't care. I would probably take the Jaguars +3.5 today. I feel like they're going to give the Texans a good one. You got to remember the Texans are short-handed too. They don't have Stephon Diggs. Maybe once his name gets a touchdown too. The one the Bengals let go of who they shouldn't have. I forget his name already. Um, I'll tell you in a second. What's his name? It's going to drive me nuts too. Joe Mixon. Yeah, I think Joe Mixon might actually. He might get an anytime touchdown today. It might take the under in that game. Another game after that, another big one that's surprisingly there is the Arizona Cardinals and the Minnesota Vikings. They just acquired Daniel Jones, so we'll see what happens there with Daniel Jones. He may end up starting at some point. I don't think Sam Darnold's that good of a quarterback. I'm not. I'm going to keep standing by that notion. Um, Even though they're 9-2, Arizona Cardinals need to win now. They lost to Seattle. Um, it's tough. It is a tough one, a very tough one. I'd probably say take the Vikings -3.5. I would actually take the Vikings just money line. I think they might win it in like OT or something. That's like a weird game there. I feel like the Arizona Cardinals are going to stay in the game. James Conner just got a contract. He's probably going to run all over the place on that Viking team. And, but I don't know if it'll be enough. Minnesota needs the win. They need to stay in the race. You know, with the Eagles and the Packers are right there. And I think they play each other next week, Minnesota and Green Bay. So we'll see. Or it might be Detroit and Green Bay. Either or. I think that, Minnesota needs to win today, and I think they might. The Buccaneers and the Panthers. Oh man. I mean, it doesn't. I guess the Bucks still have an outside chance to get in. I just don't know if Carolina's up for the task. I mean, honestly, I'd probably take Tampa Bay with the 6.5. Sounds good, but Carolina's been playing spoiler recently, so I don't know. I don't. I mean, he might have enough to do it. I would probably take the Buccaneers on the money line. I wouldn't take the 6.5. I don't think I would. I would just take Bucks money line. Maybe they win in overtime or something. Be kind of a close game, I think. Baker Mayfield, he's whatever. Anyway, the Rams and the Saints. The Rams self-destructed last week. They proved that they're not a playoff team. Um, Honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised if the New Orleans Saints won this game because I just don't think that Sean McVay's ever been a good head coach, but people say that he is. Um, that proves it again. You're 5-6. You get destroyed by the Eagles. I don't think the Eagles are that good, and you just let them run all over the place. So obviously, I don't really care who wins this game because it doesn't mean anything to me. But I would probably say maybe take the Saints in the upset with the +2.5. But yeah, that's just a guess on that note. Um, And then after that, we have the Eagles at the Ravens. That's the big one. That's the one where we're going to see if what the Eagles are really made of because they haven't been playing anybody, and everybody's saying they're going to the Super Bowl. So, the Baltimore Ravens really need to win at 8-4. They're staying in the pack, but if they lose, then they're not going to have a chance to get home field, like at all. They're going to have maybe one home game if they're lucky, and they have to watch because they lost to Pittsburgh too. If Pittsburgh stays in there, they might not be able to get that too. They might end up having to go on the road this year for their playoff games. So Ravens minus 351.5. I would probably. It's tough, man. It's tough. I think it's going to be the Eagles +3 and the over of 51. I just don't see it any other way. I just don't know if Lamar Jackson and them have enough to win. I just, it's like they come there, they give you their hope, and then it just doesn't happen. So we'll see. I think the Eagles get it done. Jalen Hurts won't play good again, but the defense of the Eagles is probably going to give Lamar Jackson some fits. So we'll see what happens with that. So probably take the Eagles +3 over 51, and we'll see. But anyway, and then 49ers Bills. That's the late game. And that's an atrocity. But you know what? I wouldn't even be shocked if this game went to overtime now. They're getting Purdy back. I mean, they seem like they're in San Francisco. I probably would take San Francisco +6 in this game because Purdy's back. Even though I don't understand how you can play better with Brock Purdy in there. I don't understand how that works, but that's what they're doing. They're finding ways to get it done, and there's the first step. So, I'd probably take the Bills, the 49ers +6 in a close game. But the Bills, I think, will win to get to 10-2. Maybe Dalton Kincaid gets a touchdown. I'm not sure. They're going to wait till later on to make that decision. So those are the game laydowns today. We'll see what happens. Honestly, it's really more Pittsburgh and Baltimore fighting it out for a spot. And, Seattle Seahawks have a chance. The Texans have a chance, but the Texans are fading, and so are the Seahawks. So, same thing with Tampa Bay. They're fading. The Arizona Cardinals, they lost. Still have a chance, though. So there's a lot of things that could play out today that might happen. I still think Minnesota's not that great at 9-2. I think that's, if anything, Arizona beating Minnesota would probably be the big key component, and maybe the Jets beating Seattle. I think those are your two upset picks, but we'll see what happens. So anyway, I'm gonna get off. I'll do the recap tonight when it's all said and done, and we'll see where we're at. Anyway, X-Man out for now.